Well, my apologies for another accidental part two. I thought we were past those days, but I dropped the phone and it stopped recording. What I was saying in part one, at the end of part one, was that the the Marvel vs. Capcom Gamerverse Captain America is my favorite of the two that came out in 2025. The Secret Wars Cap is nice, but he's kind of surplus to needs unless you really like the lighter blue or the Secret Wars with the broken shield and the Secret Wars shield that he also came with the little logo and the lenticular picture of Steve Rogers and Captain America, which I also didn't think to haul out and show you. Um, but of these two, I definitely prefer the one on the left, the Game Reverse Marvel vs. Capcom cap for the sleeker look, the wider shoulders, the more heroic silhouette, and just overall, I think that he has a better shelf presence, and I much prefer the paint job on the eyes. That being said, overall, my absolute favorites of all of the five figures we've been looking at in this little evolution of modern Hasbro Captain America is indeed the 20 years Captain America from 2022. Which again, this is not the shield that came with him. This is the Marvel Select shield, but the 2022 one with the shield with the holes in it. I think overall, it's the best overall Captain America with some really nice accessories, including the unmasked head and the little ring piece to make it look like he's got his cowl taken off when you use that unmasked head. And also, my second favorite is probably 80 Years, the Alex Ross one. And then third favorite is Marvel vs. Capcom. And then I'm going to go Wolf Cap, believe it or not, and then Secret Wars at number 5. So my favorites in order are 20 Years, right? 20 Years Cap, and then 80 Years Cap, and then Gamerverse Cap, I think, yeah, and then the Wolf Cap, and then finally the Secret Wars cap. I mean, if I could only take one with me, it would be the 20 Years cap if I had to leave the house suddenly and never come back. If I could only take two, 80 Years is coming too. On any given day, though, 80 Years and Marvel vs. Capcom, those could be swapped because I love both of them pretty equally. Wolf Cap, he gets the fourth place for the nostalgia factor and also the swappable wolf head and also the lack of scale mail. I do like the sleeker look on him, and he also really deserves to be respected for the fact that he was the first good Hasbro Captain America in the modern era. Up until that point, they had janky hips. They had all kind of various problems as Hasbro was shaking off some of the Toy Biz articulation factors and things like that. He was the first cap they got right in 2014. The Wolf Captain America from the Red Onslaught wave. But, the best one to me, and the one that I love the most, is that 20 Years cap from 2022, that 20 Years of Marvel Legends, 20th anniversary wave one. It just he's my fave. That's why he got the nice Marvel Select shield, because he needed a shield with no holes in it, to look classy and cool. So yeah, that in order are the ones that are my favorites. 20 Years cap, 80 Years cap, 40 Years of Secret Wars cap, way in the back. Number 3 was the Game Reverse Marvel vs. Capcom Captain America, then Wolf Cap, all that nostalgia that I have for him, and Secret Wars Cap. And the two that I didn't show that were also part of the lineage of this but weren't really evolutionary steps, they were just sort of side missions, were the 2017 Vintage Collection Captain America, which was exactly the same as the Wolf Cap, except he had less accessories. He didn't have the wolf head. He had a lighter blue, which was nice, and he had tampography for the scale mail on his upper torso, which was also nice, but there really was nothing there that was continued over to future Captain Americas. And then this also was a Grim Reaper body mold Captain America. This is the Secret War concept Captain America. And I think you don't have to look too long to see that there's nothing from this. I have it because I think it looks cool. I guess he has the same swashbuckler boots, but painted differently, different paint deco. Got this weird belt that I think is the only time we've seen this belt. It's very strange looking belt, but it suits this look, I guess, whatever they were going for. It's supposed to be like a more stealthy cap. This might be the origin of the idea of the stealth Captain America that we got much better figures of later on. But again, he's not in the evolutionary consideration because there was nothing about him that was a part of the evolution. It was just kind of a side mission of we'll do this one a little differently. And he doesn't really have although he does have the American flag on his shoulder, which that's kind of a nice touch. They skipped these color don't run on the right side, but the left side does have the American flag there. So I respect that figure enough to have it in my collection, but it's not, these are the 5 essential steps in the evolution of the modern Hasbro Captain America, and that's what this video has been about. I'm just going to put them back into chronological order for one last rundown, and then I'll get out of your way here with this accidental part 2. Apologize for dropping the camera. But chronologically, the evolution of the modern Hasbro Marvel Legends Captain Americas from starting in 2014. These are all the good ones. The first time that they got it right. 2014, Wolf Captain America. 2022, the 20 Years Captain America, which is my absolute favorite, usually. 2019, we got the... I thought this was going to be chronological. Well, it is chronological. Wait a minute. Is it chronological? No, it is not. Let me start over. I'm not going to start the camera over, but I'm going to start over chronologically because my OCD won't let me not do that. So 2014, first good, quality, good hips, face sculpt a little iffy still, but phase 1 of the evolution of modern Hasbro Marvel Legends Captain America was the Wolf Cap and the Red Onslaught Wave. Phase 2, 2019, the 80 Years of Marvel Alex Ross Captain America. He had some innovations that continued on down the line. Then 2022, we had the 20 Years Captain America with the head sculpted by Paul Harding, and he had some innovations that would continue, including that head that we will see again. And also the shoulder harness may have been an innovation with him. That's a kit bash, that shoulder harness that I put on him here. Then in 2025, first we got the Secret Wars Captain America, which innovated by being the first pinless one and also introducing both the angry and the happy Captain America heads. So those were new innovations, new molds in Hasbro's toolbox that we may see again in the future. And that's really what this is all about. What did they do that they kept the molds for, and they kept them in the toolbox, and they used them again in the future? That's why these are all evolutionary steps along the way, and most recently ending with the magnificent Marvel vs. Capcom Gamerverse Captain America, which has pieces. These figures all share pieces that originated with the Wolf Cap and either were modified or are, the same mold. Like the belt, I think, is the same mold for all 5 of these Captain Americas, for example. And I think it was the same belt on that vintage one from 2017 as well. But there you have it. This is the chronological evolution of modern Hasbro Marvel Legend Captain Americas from 2014 to 2025, so the 11-year history of Hasbro being good at making Captain America, right here on Action Figure Obsession. Thanks for joining me. Sorry again about the interruption and the necessary part 1 and part 2, but I do appreciate you hanging out with me and hopefully learning something among all of my digressions and rambling. I love all these. Now you know maybe a little bit more why, because this is how fascinated I am and how much I love Captain America. I just remember most of this stuff off the top of my head. I probably got something wrong here or there. If I did, please leave a comment and correct me and let me know. I welcome all corrections because I am just going by my memory of being a Marvel Legends collector on and off since the line began in the year 2002. That'll do it for this edition of Action Figure Obsession. I have been your host, Avian and Loaded, and I will be even after I stop the camera, so I'm not sure why I said it that way. But if you like the video, or the video before this, part 1, please like, comment, subscribe, share the video with anybody you think might find the history of Captain America figures in the modern Hasbro iteration interesting. Send them a link and let them know what we did here, and apologize to them for the poor production value, but let them know that that's also a hallmark of the Avian and Loaded Action Figure Obsession program. Thanks again for stopping by, spending some time with me. I do appreciate it, and I will give you back the rest of your day. Enjoy it, and I'll see you on the next Action Figure Obsession.